I wish I could be like Goldie sometimes. She just falls asleep anywhere whenever she wants to. It's like a skill. We are focusing on Psalm chapter 4, verse 8. In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Amen. Do you do nighttime prayers before bed? I pray every single night before bed. That actually helps me get into relaxed sleep mode, which is what we'll get into. So it is important to take care of the bodies that God has given us, to take care of ourselves so that we can live our best lives, really. And a part of that is to get a good night's sleep. And I know you've probably heard it a million times, and I know I'm not very good at it. Historically, I'm not very good at it, which is what prompted me to look into, how do I actually do this? Where am I going wrong? Why is it that I take ages to get to sleep every night, and I lie down and I've got a million things racing in my head and I just can't seem to turn it off? So here are my researched, tried and practiced top 5 tips on how to get a good night's sleep. And yes, it is important for you, because trust me, when you've had a good night's sleep, you are better throughout the next day then. It sets you up for the next day. So top tip number 1 is to avoid having big meals about an hour or within that hour before bed. The reason being is because if you eat a heavy meal or a lot of food an hour before you're due to go to sleep or trying to go to sleep, you're forcing your body to work harder, because it's then still having to digest the food, even though you're trying to get to sleep. And that can actually cause things like indigestion. It can cause things like heartburn. My mum used to say to me that if I eat cheese before bed, I'll have nightmares. I don't know where this came from. It was something that her mum said to her. I don't think there's a lot to that, but I think probably where these sayings come from is like the idea of don't eat heavy things right before bed, because it's just not going to be good for your body and it's not going to help you get a good night's sleep. You're going to be lying there awake because your body is awake. Tip number 2 is to avoid anything that stimulates your brain within that hour of you trying to get to sleep. So you've probably heard this one before. It is avoiding phones, avoiding computers as well, because it's that blue light that suppresses melatonin. And melatonin is your sleep hormone. We need our melatonin to be working at its best so that we can get a good night's sleep, so that we can get to sleep quicker and not be lying there tossing and turning, wondering why can't I get to sleep. So this also includes doing things like games, anything that can alert your brain and prevent it from going into that relaxation mode. So instead, try something like light stretches or reading, something that doesn't bring a big trigger of alertness to your brain. Which leads nicely into tip number 3, which is prep yourself for bed. Now, you don't have to have a strict bedtime routine. I definitely don't. And it's all well and good saying to people you should have one. It's great, but like so much to do with life. You could be working shifts and you finish at different times. You could have kids. You could just be, you're studying and you've got different essays at different times. It's like a million reasons why it could be hard to go to sleep around the same time every single night. Trust me, I still live that even now. But basically, whatever time you are aiming to get to bed for, focus that hour beforehand on being your prep time. So again, this is not doing anything that alerts your brain. It is bringing yourself into a relaxed state. It's also making sure that you're in a quieter space as well. So it could be little things like turning the TV down. And if you have dimmable lights, dimming the light a little bit. So it's telling your body, it's telling your brain, we're getting ready into sleep mode. And what I really love is this app called Abide Meditations. I don't have the paid version, but even just on the free version, I just listen to like 3-4 minute meditations of a Bible verse, and has like natural, like nature sounds in the background. I just like sit on the couch, snuggling Goldie, my eyes closed, listening to that. And it really just kind of puts me into a relaxed, meditative, ready to sleep soon kind of way. You can also go onto different, you can go on YouTube and go into, I know I just said don't do computers and things, but if you have, Netflix or one of Disney Plus or one of these many things, they all seem to have now these different relaxation or sleep mode or Zen modes that they can have. Like on Disney Plus, I know you can watch compilations of like Disney waterfalls and things like that. So find what it is for you, that if it's a meditative app, if it's some nice, just on Spotify, on whatever, just like a nice nature, I don't know what this is, nature sounds in the background. Find what it is for you that gets you into that relaxed, prepping, telling your brain, telling your body, we are going to sleep soon. This is our wind down of the day, of the evening. You're not doing anything that's going to push you back into alertness. This is wind down time. Tip number 4 is to exercise. So this is so good for our body. It's so good for our soul, our mental health, and it's also good for our sleep. So whatever exercise that may be, you don't have to do massive hardcore. You can do whatever you feel comfortable with. You can do whatever you feel able that you were to do. But it's so important to be moving our bodies and to be exercising anyway. And it is a perk that, yeah, it helps with our sleep. So how it helps with your sleep is that exercise gives you endorphins, and endorphins make you happy, but also it raises your core body temperature. And then that 30 to 90 minutes after sleeping, it actually dips. And that dip, that change of body rhythm, is actually what helps us get pushed into this sleepy mode. And tip number 5, this is the one that I have been using these last few months in particular. It is actually a military used way to get to sleep. Because of course, I gather that if you're in the military, there may be times where you don't know how much sleep you're going to get and you just need to go to sleep now and make the most of it. So they've developed a way to get you to sleep sooner. So how it works is you lay down, you find a comfortable position in your bed, get your body into discomfort. They sometimes say to lie on your back. For me, I don't find that comfortable, but you could do the specific military way of lying on your back, or just find what works for you. And then what you're going to do is you are going to consciously think about your body step by step, and you are going to consciously relax it. So from your forehead, you don't have to literally massage, but from your forehead, you're going to think, it's relaxing. I give it permission to relax, down to your cheeks, your face, your neck, and your all important shoulders, because how many of us hadn't even realized we were tensing our shoulders? And you're going to consciously do this and slowly throughout your entire body, doing deep breaths throughout each. Your eyes are closed the entire time. You're lying in bed, remember, in the dark room, and you're going to keep on going. Take your time with it, down to your toes. And when you have reached the end and your body feels heavy sinking into the mattress, you can feel the relaxation flowing through your body. That's when you're going to work on clearing your mind. So again, keeping your eyes closed, keep those deep breaths if they're helpful. Visualize a relaxing image. For me, I often imagine me on the beach and the tide is just going out a little bit, and of course I'm with Goldie and we're just enjoying the waves on our toes. Listen to the sounds there. Visualize, concentrate on that, keeping your body just still and sinking into the mattress. And if ever thoughts come by, just let them float by. Let them float. We don't need to think about them right now. Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough worries of its own, and we're not going to think about it right now. We're going to let it float on by. And if the visualization is not working for you, for around 10 seconds, still keeping your eyes closed, still sinking into that pillow and that mattress, you're just going to repeat the words, don't think, in your mind. Don't think. Don't think. For around 10 seconds, practicing that deep breathing. Okay, I literally feel a little bit sleepy after doing that now. So there you have it, my 5 top tips, tried and practiced, on how to get a good night's sleep. And I know you've probably heard it before, and I know it's probably seems overrated, but honestly, if you get a good night's sleep, you are better for it the next day. You can show up and be that best self that you're striving for when your mind and your body feels awake and ready to go, and you're not yawning and missing things throughout the day because your body is trying to catch up on the sleep that it desperately needs. I really hope that this was helpful for you. Try it out. Let me know if it's helping you to improve your sleep and thus helping you to improve your ability to live your best life and show up as your best self. I'm not gonna lie, having a beautiful furry baby also does help with sleep because she's so snuggly. Mwah. Have a wonderful, blessed day.